Merry Christmas Eve. Thank you for joining me today. Sorry about the lack of notice on this session, but hopefully some of you are joining me on the other end. These lives will broadcast on Life Pro's main page if you're looking where to join and where to comment. I am going over the last of 3 series that I've been working on, 5 moves in 5 minutes. It's a busy time of year. It's the holidays. And I know many of you are looking just for something to keep you going through the holidays. It doesn't always need to be a big routine. A lot of you have been doing a lot of good, hard work. And I want to make sure that you keep moving throughout the holidays. So I'm just sharing this in the VIP group quick. And if you are joining me today, let me know where you are from. If there's anything in particular you are looking to ask me today, I will be asking questions at the end of the live. Today's routine is 5 standing moves. I'm in my favorite Christmas onesie. Some of you, it's Christmas Day if you're joining me on the other side of the pond. For the rest of you, I will be back here on New Year's Day with the workout as well. So today we're going to get to the 5 moves. As I said, if you are joining me, if someone could let me know that they see and hear me okay on the other end, and I'll start my little ramblings. Today is for those of you that are able to stand. I'm going to go through 5 simple exercises, a variation on a couple. Last week I did seated, where you're sitting on the stool, and the week prior I did some upper body stuff. So I'll make sure that I get those links posted in the comments for today as well. And if you are, I see I've got quite a few here, so I'm just going to get going. Please make a comment if you are joining me today. I'd love to hear how things are going for you. Hopefully you're starting to wind things down and maybe enjoying a Bailey's and coffee at this point. So today, I posted an article in the group last week about shoes or no shoes. I prefer personally using a plate barefoot. That's not necessarily the case for everyone. Sometimes there are reasons. But many of you have been asking me that question. So I have my stool here for those of you that are maybe beginning to stand. Maybe you suffer fatigue and you're unable to stand for long periods. It's always a good idea to have a stool ready in case you should need. I just want to make sure we're okay on that end. Yeah, it looks like we're coming through okay. All right. So the first exercise we're going to work with today, all of my sessions are always in oscillating movement. Oscillating is the primary movement. It mimics how we walk. And for most of you using plates, it is a more preferred movement style. So typically I stand with my feet about hip width apart. And I like using a mid-speed range. So I'm on the Rumblex Plus today, as I usually am. I'm bringing mine up to a speed of 30. If on any of these exercises you're feeling it's too intense, you're always in control. Bring the feet closer. If you want more action, bring them wider. We're just working on feel-good stuff today, so it's about being functional. I want the knees slightly bent if you're feeling it too much in the head and the shoulders. Bend the knees a little bit more, and you'll feel the lower you bend, the more the movement suppresses the stimulation. You're not feeling it as much in the head and the neck. So knees are slightly bent. And our first exercise, one of my all-time faves as a warm-up and a wind down, is pelvic tilts. So you can put your hands on your hips. You can put them by your side. But what we're going to do is we're going to thrust and tilt that pelvis forward. We're not moving like this. It's just a very subtle movement where you're pushing that bum forward. We're going to clench those butt cheeks, and then we're going to tilt back. You almost feel a little stretch in that low back. If you got some good Christmas tunes going, you might want to time this with some breathing. We're going to do this anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute. If you're spending a lot of time seated, if you're all wiped out from carrying all those presents and all that food out of the car, this is a good one just to loosen things up, get that circulation and that lymph going. You want to keep those things moving throughout the holidays. Okay. So about a minute, and you can, add whatever variations feel good to you. We're going to add as our second exercise, I'm just going to turn the heat off here. We're going to add as our second exercise some arm swings with our pelvic tilt. So we're going to progress, and in the moving forward portion, I want you to reach forward with your arms, stretch those shoulder blades, and then I want you to reach if you can. Grab your hands behind you, push that chest out. Reach, stretch, back, stretch. If you're coordinated enough, make sure we're breathing. Okay, anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute with this additional add-on. Okay, so that's move number 2. Move number 3, same basic stance, feet are hip width apart, knees are slightly bent. We're going to add our hands to our hips, and we're going to do some torso twists. So I want you reaching back, hold, 2, 3. Try to pivot just at the waist. Keep going. Again, 30 seconds to a minute. This can be a 2 to 3 minute routine, or it can be a 5 minute. Keep moving through the holidays, guys. Probably 6 to 8 reps on this one. Shake it all off. You like that one? The next one. Low back. As I said, many of you are doing lots of extra manual labor this year. The low back is just a variation. We're going to straighten those legs up almost completely, and we're just going to lean forward at a 45-degree angle. If your balance is poor, if this scares you, put a stool in front of yourself. Okay? Sometimes you need a little something to make you feel a little bit safe. If you want to keep reaching, you can put your hands right on the stool. It's almost like a standing cat-cow. Okay? You could even keep going further. The more you kind of play with your angles and manipulate how you stand in these positions, the more you're going to learn how to get it where you feel like you need it. Okay? You could continue with some pelvic tilts in this position. Experiment. See what feels good to you. The low back one on its own is a great one, especially for a lot of my guys. If you are suffering fatigue, you spend too much time sitting. The next one we're going to do is a squat. May as well keep the calories burning a little bit. A squat's going to help keep that range of motion, that strength, all that stuff I know that you've been working on. So a squat, to me, is not moving if you're just starting out. I want those heels firmly planted. I want nice, good posture in the torso. You can put your hands on your hips. If you want a little bit more challenge, put them out. For those of you that are working on balance, a quick little tip, close the eyes for 2 to 3 seconds while you're doing any of your standing poses. Okay? On this one, I want you holding still upwards up to a minute. If you're making it past a minute, make your squat more challenging, add some weight, make sure you're working within the realm of your own range of motion and those types of things. If you do like to move, slow dynamic movements are the best way to do a squat, not super fast. Super fast may feel like you're getting more cardio benefit, but by going slow, you'll feel that stimulation, the load building on those muscles, and you can really fine tune where you're feeling it. So slow dynamic if you find that you're not fatiguing or you're doing these type of exercises now regularly. So that's move 4. The last one I want to work on is kind of stretch out everything that we've just done. We're going to do a toe touch, but we're going to turn slightly sideways. This is called a toe touch if you're doing this on the floor. By turning sideways, it changes how the machine is moving and destabilizing your body. And what I want you to do is position those heels right in the center. The heel is the point of contact that drives how much you're moving. So what this will feel like is the toes are getting a little bit of a lift and the heels are staying fairly planted. If you do not have good range of motion and you've never done a position like this on the machine, have your chair beside you, and that's part of the reason I've turned you sideways. This is called a transverse balance exercise, and it gives you the stool to hang on to. So in this instance, this is an exception. We're going to lock the legs. You're going to feel it almost immediately in the calves, possibly in the hamstrings, and we're just going to keep going depending on your range of motion. And I want you to just hang and relax at the hips. Hold for 2 to 3 seconds. Then we're going to roll up. As we're standing back up, we're going to put that bend back in our knees. Whoo! For those of you that are up for a second or a third rep, let's get to that. So, stool's there if you need it. We're going to lock up those legs. We're going to hang. Feel that stretch for 2 to 3 seconds. We're going to roll back up, and we're going to bend the knees. For those of you that are comfortable doing that exercise, you can try it in the traditional sense. So back to hip width apart, facing this way on the plate. Same thing. Lock the legs. Slowly come down. Relax. Hold. 2, 3. And slowly come back up. And bend those knees. That one feels awesome. If you do spend a lot of time sitting, you're working on range of motion, getting up out of the chair or up off the floor is challenging. Any of these exercises, although we're doing feel good as our title today, feel good in 5 moves, lots of strength, bone density is occurring anytime that you're burying your mass on the plate. So that's always working. But the biggest reason I want to keep you guys engaged in doing these things over the holidays is to keep that lymph and that circulation moving. It's that time of year. We're all running on empty. We're not eating properly. We're eating too much in some cases, and I want to keep you guys ready and healthy to get back to work for those of you that do need to return after the holidays. So our first exercise today, just as a recap, we did pelvic tilts for about a minute. Then we added reaching of the arms. Okay. Then we did some torso twists. Then we did a low back. Stool is optional if you need something to hang on to. And then we moved into a then we did a squat. Then we did a squat, dynamic or static, whatever fits your bill. Then we moved into 2 variations on a toe touch. Locking the legs once we're down, bending them as we stand back up. And that can be done 2 ways. Oh my goodness, I did a whole routine and the recap in 10 minutes. That couldn't have been perfecter. Perfecter, is that a word? So 5 moves in 5 minutes. This is the 3rd session. This is the standing session. You don't need to do anything special for bone density. If you're looking at pushing the weight loss or the toning or the strength, make sure that you focus on your technique and work on those squats. This is a type of routine. You could do this a couple of times a day if you're post 50 like me and you're trying to keep slim and fit throughout the holidays. Keep those squats, keep those leg exercises going, and try doing them earlier in the day. That's going to elevate the metabolism, burn more idle calories throughout the course of your day. So I'm going to come to the camera and see if I have any questions from those of you that are joining me. I hope you like those moves today. I'm feeling better already. I've already been running around getting buns and groceries and organizing. I've got family coming here later, so I wanted to make sure that I spent some time with you guys today. And I always feel better when I do. Part of what I love about doing these sessions with you guys is it keeps me accountable too. It keeps me shaking because I get going a million times a minute, and 2 to 3 minutes seems impossible sometimes. So I wanted to give you these options over the last few weeks just to keep you moving throughout the holidays. If I do have any questions, now would be the time to post those. if I don't have any questions, then I've either worked you out and you're on to other things, or maybe I've talked you to sleep. But I hope you enjoyed today's 5 moves. You can try any of these exercises on any setting on your machine. When you're using oscillating, there's just a little bit more understanding as to how you can customize the settings for your tolerance, for your fatigue, for whatever you may be dealing with. But I always recommend trying a closer foot placement with a faster speed or program in oscillating. You're going to find the faster speeds are a little bit smoother. They're less choppy. They're more exhilarating. And you're going to get more of the feel good and the energetic effects in less time. So I hope you enjoyed today. Life Pro still has so many amazing deals going on. If you haven't checked them out, you do need to look, whether you're shopping for yourself, in addition to what you're doing for your self-care now. Perhaps you're looking for someone else. My new thing this week is get your gear before the new year. Get into those good habits now. And there's lots of routines that Roseanne, myself, and Amber have available. If you're ever curious about anything in particular, topic-wise, never hesitate to search in either the Life Pro main page or the VIP group, or on the YouTube channel. That's probably the best place to find all of their live videos that we've all done. If you have a question specifically for me, tag me at Debbie with a Y. I'll for sure get a notification that way, whether you have a question about today's session or other topics, or maybe it's a session that you'd like me to cover in the new year. Tag me at Debbie with a Y, and I'll be sure to get that notification and get an answer back out to you. I won't see you guys before the new year. I'm scheduled here on January 1st in the afternoon. I look forward to seeing you then. For those of you already celebrating, have a fantastic holiday season. For those of you not celebrating or working or just didn't, weren't in a situation to kick off the festivities like everyone, I wish you a wonderful Christmas season, great things for the new year, and I look forward to seeing you guys again very soon. Have a great rest of the week and enjoy your time with family and friends if you're fortunate to be doing that. Have a great day, guys. Merry Christmas.